another opportunity to meet you, and especially when Gadar is doing so well, and it's really an honor to meet you here.
I do want you to talk about your conquering Mount Everest, not once, not twice, but thrice.
Thank you. It's really an honor actually. But as we always say actually as mountaineers, that we don't conquer mountains. We just go there, do puja, hoist the tricolor, and come back safely from there. And I've been lucky enough.
The mountain allows you.
Absolutely, mountain allows us actually. After seeing you actually doing that role, and you did it so well, it was like real. See, it's like I'm the fourth generation in Goa, so I have seen dress like since I was born actually. So as we say actually, dress pehante ही बंदा बन जाते your चाल ढाल बिल्कुल, everything changes actually, and that actually happens. And once you wear that dress, you feel that responsibility towards your nation.
Yes.
It does happen.
Yes.
And it is something which cannot be described in words actually. No. That feeling is something you would have felt it. Like you felt that when you were entering cantonments, people were like saluting you, and you were like nodding it, and you were also feeling that part of it.
Yes.
The way you projected it, it was like real, and telling those small things, that nation is above all. That one thing we always say this. That is something which is somewhere in our mind, back of me, and we always have this. And I think we always, and I was like, when I was watching the movie, I was like, seeing the original, I would say real Colonel when you were speaking about
it. Thank you.
Your body language, the way you spoke.
I was preparing for the role. And we must mention Colonel Surinder Singh here, who was mentoring me during the whole construction of the film. He was also involved in the script writing as well as all the detailing and the authentication of all the facts.
I'm very happy that a beautiful incident happened. We were walking together in Yall Cantonment, and during the filming, and he was wearing, the vintage army uniform of a colonel of Indian Army. And some of the real soldiers who were crossing us, when they saw him, they actually saluted him. So that was something, that was a pat on the back. They forgot that, the uniform that this gentleman is wearing is no longer worn by the army officer. It's a vintage uniform, but the way he was, carrying himself in that uniform, everybody, thought that he's a real army colonel. So I was extremely happy, and then I could see the sense of achievement on his face. That was amazing.
The real challenge for me was that the Pakistani army had about 5, 7, 8 characters.
Absolutely.
And each one of them had their own draft. Somebody was good, somebody was bad, somebody was evil, somebody was grey. I was that solitary Indian army officer representing all of this.
Absolutely.
So for me, to hear this from you is that final reward that I wanted.
And you played it so well, actually, so well. In fact, I wish you could have a bit longer. It would have given more perspective to that. I was eager to ask you, when the last also, when the general died and everybody was raising their hands, what happened after that? I was really eager to ask you that also.
That's such an interesting question, because there was a little bit after that unfortunately didn't make the cut. So Colonel Rawat goes to the other Pakistani officers and says, go back to your families. We don't want you or your families to suffer because of one person with some ulterior motive or bad agenda. We don't want you to suffer. The ethics that the Indian Army has always stood by were followed. We said, you go back to your family. And हम लोग पड़ोसी की तरह रहेंगे. और पड़ोसी की तरह रहेंगे तो सब ठीक है, because कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि हमें आपका भूगोल बने. और वो भूगोल बदलना पड़े is what actually happened in the 1971 war.
After I've seen the film, because I'm part of the process of the film from day one, and let me tell you, Mr. Gaurav Chopra has blown the screen with his genuine portrayal, of an army colonel. I was told by the senior officers and the junior most Jawans of the army who were present in the preview that, they could actually feel that the real army is being depicted on the screen. Not a single mistake was pointed, and they were all praised for the genuine portrayal of the Indian Army.
And one thing that I want to say to the audience clearly, that when you think of the Indian Army, or you think of the Indian soldier, think of an unknown friend who's standing there, doing his job for you. The breath you take, the choices you make, the festivals you can celebrate, the travel that you enjoy. He stands there, does his job for that to happen. It's this selfless sense of responsibility. Colonel, sir, please talk about the mission that you're involved with right now.
We are actually on a mission called Tiranga. It is we are in a quest to actually climb the highest mountain of the peak of all 28 Indian states.
Wow, it felt like an honor, and it is an honor to speak to you as well. Thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you so
Thank you very much for this
Thank you.
conversation.
Really
and all the best for your
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.